Hey guys, I'm just going to fly through Saturday morning's home workout with you. So mobility work, 3 rounds as always. So first thing we're going to do is just a tricep stretch. Okay, so tricep stretch, if we have a band, it's just hooked onto something here, making sure my arm keeps in alongside my ear. Okay, from there I'm going to walk out. I want to keep that elbow pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, making sure rib cage is down. I'm leaning slightly into it. Okay, so getting a nice big stretch all the way from my elbow right down into my armpit, not trying to pull the band down and dropping my hand like that. I want to stay up in this position, and at all times my elbow is nice and tucked in at my head, okay, with my palm facing up towards the ceiling. Is that okay? If you don't have a band, there's loads of different ways of doing a bit of a tricep stretch. You can even just reach behind, use my own opposite hand, and then just try and push that elbow forward against my hand, getting a nice big stretch that way, okay? Or we can use a towel, hold up the towel behind and then pulling that down, and again trying to pull the tricep against it. So about 30 to 45 seconds on each side with that. Then we're just going to do a standing oblique stretch. Okay, all this is just standing up nice and tall. Bring one foot across the other, and the same foot that went across in front, that same side hand is going to come all the way right over, and I'm going to push that hip out as well. So I'm getting a nice big stretch all the way down along my side and into that hip. Is that okay? So again, you'll hold that for about 30 seconds, switching over 30 seconds on the other side. And then the last thing we're going to do, okay, is just our external rotations. So again, we should all know this at this stage. So taking our weight if we have one, if not, just grabbing any sort of household object around. It doesn't have to be heavy. Elbow driven down into my knee, good strong wrist position. Okay, and then from there I'm going to control lowering down, using that shoulder joint, using the rotator cuff all the way down, warming up that shoulder as much as we possibly can. And you're going to do 8 on each side with that. So same as always, 3 rounds with that before we get cracking into our Metcon. So Metcon today, okay, it is 15 minutes in total. Okay, we've got 2 sections with 2 different scoring parts. Okay, so the first thing is 13 minutes, as many rounds as possible in 13 minutes. Okay, your first thing you're going to do is 10 plank ups. Okay, so our plank ups, getting into that position, into our plank position. Remember, we want to make sure pelvis is tucked under, core is engaged. Remember, core is a full wrap around. Okay, it's not sucking your belly in. Okay, it's bracing. Okay, as we always kind of say, think of a full can of Coke or something all the way wrapped around, not a squash can. So I'm not trying to do that. I want to push out, okay, and tuck pelvis under. So that's where I want to be. Okay, getting into that position all the time, and then going to come down. So that's my starting position. Okay, elbows directly underneath, and then replacing my hand, so hand goes underneath shoulder, switching in between the 2 positions. Is that okay? So I'm going to do 10 of those. Once I have that done, I'm going to go into 10 Renegade Rows. If you only have 1 dumbbell, okay, you can just do 5 on one side, then switch over and do 5 on the other. If you have 2 dumbbells, okay, you are just going to go alternating like we normally would. But remember, when we were doing, if we're doing all 5 on one side to start off with, okay, it is not just doing this. It is getting that full extension all the way up, full extension with that shoulder blade retracted back. Does that make sense? So you're going to do 10 of those, 5 on each side with that. Then we're going to go into a 30-second, okay, hollow hold. Remember, most important thing with the hollow hold, okay, is squeezing that lower back against the ground. After that, okay, the position that you are creating with your body is completely up to you and what you're able to do. So squeezing that lower back against the ground, legs up a little bit more, up a bit more, knees tucked in to always make it easier, hands behind as well to make it that little bit harder. Okay, so in those 13 minutes, okay, you're going to do 10 plank ups, you're going to do 10 Renegade Rows, you're going to do 30-second hollow hold. Once that is done, the last 2 minutes, as soon as that is up, that last 2 minutes, okay, is going to be max effort push-ups. So max effort push-ups for the last 2 minutes. So once the 13-minute AMRAP is up, you will have a score for that, and then you are going to do a 2-minute max effort push-ups, and then you will have your total score for that as well. So there's 2 different sections and 2 places for you to put in different scores. That's it, guys. That is Saturday. Hope to see plenty of you on Zoom.